Alright, hi guys, this is Popcorn, Life of Modenine. It's a movie. Grab your popcorn, start chewing away. Alright, last week I basically just talked about, just little things that happened to me here and there. How me and my first partner went to Mina to go and perform. And it was crazy because I was actually telling one story and I just jumped into that story. And I want to even finish off the main story I was talking about, how we did a show at 123 Gym in Mina. And the video footage of that performance, I think it's still on it's on YouTube, yeah. There's video footage of that performance, me and Terry the Rap Man doing It's About to Get Ugly. It was crazy. Those were the good old days. I remember when Solo D did a show in University of Abuja, and we actually had P Square on the bill. We paid P Square to perform. We invited RUFF, Rugged and Raw, NITRO. They all came. NITRO, that's Big Time Luciano and Kadeem the Magnificent. Then RUFF, Rugged and Raw, we had J Gangster, B-Right, and Hangman. Shout out to those brothers, because those brothers are the guys that were really holding it down for hip-hop back then. Nobody seems to be talking about the old soldiers, the guys that, really did the groundwork for this hip-hop industry. But I'm going to talk about them because they did their bit, they did their thing, and it'll be so unfair to just ignore them, the fact that they exist. Even so-called shows, award shows, they never ever recognize these soldiers, but it's all good. We're gonna talk about them regardless. So yeah, we did that show. The show was good. Paid the guys. Everybody got paid except us, because it was our show. I did extra work, running around, going to the hotels, just arranging stuff. And then after that, I think we did some more shows. We did some more shows here and there. I later on met a guy called Douglas Jecken. For those, we used to call him Dogman back then in Abuja. He was working for Rhythm, and he came to the crib with Chooks the Spaceman. Now they had Wiz. At first when they came with the Wiz. Now the Wiz had already told them, these guys, they're very bad guys. These guys are not good guys. Da, da, da. But you see, Douglas was already playing It's About to Get Ugly. I wasn't really listening to rhythm radio in Abuja. I wasn't listening to radio much, so I wouldn't know. I didn't know who he was. So I came to the crib, and they weren't really saying much. Wiz just came, sweet, whatever, man. Then I think we had a little bust up with Wiz here and there, just little things, man. So later on, Douglas saw me somewhere and he was like, hey, what are you doing, man? You're doing this music thing, trying to talk. While you're doing the music thing, would you like to come and, work at Rhythm? And I was like, man, I wouldn't mind. So what I was doing is that he'll just come to the crib, he'll pick me, he'll scoop me up, and then we'll go to Rhythm. We'll just do his show together. I wasn't even a staff, nothing. I would just be on his show. So I was doing that a lot, doing it. So JJ, I knew JJ from Lagos because I used to go to Rhythm to hang out with my main man, LD. Lockdown Dumbin. He was working at Rhythm. He'd been working there since probably 98 or something like that. So JJ saw me, because JJ came to Abuja and he saw me. He was like, Modenine. What's up, man? Do you want to work here? He now said something. He said, So at first when they're trying to get the job, they're there early. They're always early. But when you give them the job, they're always late. Now, he must have not known who I was. So I just chuckled, I laughed, Then he told me to do a little audition thing. So I went into the production room. Shout out to DJ Yodi. DJ Yodi was there. He did the little production thingy for the audition, the Modenine audition. You have to just introduce yourself. Hi, blah, 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 blah. My name is Modenine, this, that. I want to play music, blah, 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 talk about something. And then that's it. They just want to hear you sign on. And then the texture of your voice and see if you can flow. If you can do everything, cool. So after that, I think they checked it out and they were like, okay, yeah, So they started me off and I was working there. I was working at Rhythm. But working radio station is not as easy as you think. Like, I got people attacking me, telling me I'm always playing hip hop. Yes, I did play a lot of hip hop because I was a hip hop cat. But yeah, I tried my best. Did play some nice R&B because I know music. Did play some nice soul. They tried to punish me at one time. They tried to punish me, and they changed my show to Rhythm of the Night. That's 10 o'clock to 12 midnight, meaning you can only play mid-tempo and slows and everything. But I had a ball. I was playing some nice, putting together some Lionel Richie, and then I made up this character called DJ Sugar Sugar, Ray. There's 2 sugars and 3 Rays. So I was having fun with it. The phone lines weren't really working, so I was just playing music and having a ball. Yeah, those were the good days, man. Then there was a guy. They made him head of station, and he started trying to pick on me. So he said that they should. He said I insulted him on air. That they should suspend me. So they suspended me, right? They suspended me. Very few people know about this. They suspended me. You know what I did? I took the first flight. Shout out to Abu Marwa. He just gave me a flight ticket. Boom, Al Baraka Airways. I just took the first flight to Lagos, and I went to go and promote my music. I was doing shows. I didn't care. So I got a call from JJ, and he said, man, Mode, what happened? This is why I respect JJ. He asked me what happened. I explained everything to him. And then he was like, okay, don't worry, I'll sort it out. So in the meeting, they were pushing for me to get sacked. But when I had Douglas on my side, I had JJ on my side, and I was like, man, I fear nothing. Even if they sack me, whatever, I'll just continue doing my music. They just called me back. JJ called me and said, Modenine, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos. He said, be back in Abuja by Monday. So I got back to Abuja, and then he started underlining guidelines to me. You're going to do this, you're going to do that, you have to be ahead of that. But I was never late. I was always early. I was never late to work. I was always early. And yeah, the people that were listening to Modenine on Rhythm 94.7, they loved me, man. They loved me. Because I was always on time. No Jaro. But yeah, they loved me. I was always on time. I did my job, man. I always gave them little tidbits. I had this thing that I used to do on Thursday nights, Temple of Hip Hop. They loved that too. So I got back, and they were trying to tell me, do this, do that. Like, what kind of stupid punishment is this? I was like, man, come on, man. What? I had a show. LD had a show for me in Port Harcourt. It was me and Two-Face. The Indispensables won a competition where they would get, it was a kind of like a competition, a song competition for artists. The winner will get a record deal, and Indispensables won that competition. It was me and Two-Face performed at that show. That was in 2004, I think. Yeah, 2004. Me and Two-Face performed. So when I was supposed to go for that show, that show was on a Saturday. I was gonna fly from Abuja to Port Harcourt. They now called me that I should cover up for some guy on a Saturday, and I told them, nah, I'm not doing it. And they were like, oh, you better consider, it's either you go or you come back, and something might happen to your job again. I was like, man, I don't care, man. That's not my job, man. My show is Monday 2 to 4, Tuesday 2 to 4, Wednesday 2 to 4, Thursday 2 to 4, Friday 2 to 4. Then I come back in the evening for dance party with Mr. D, Douglas. And that's it, So I went to do the show, got paid, came back, and they all kept quiet. And you know what? We on-air personalities were given a break for December. It was just the DJs that were playing. And I had made up my mind. I was like, you know what? I've had enough of these guys, man. These guys, they just treat you like your muck. Do you know what? There was a time we had a meeting, right? We had a meeting. Somebody sold me out. Somebody, I think it was the guy in the library. Some certain guys, I just don't want to mention their names. I'm not trying to hype anybody. They sold me out. This is what they told the bosses. They said, oh, Modenine only plays his friends' music. Ugh. And I was like, whatever. So when we're at the meeting, and then Roy Bruce was like, yo, we heard that Modenine only plays his friends' music, man. What's up with that? Then I now said, at least I don't take money from whack artists to play their music. Now, which whack music have I played? Have I played any music that doesn't sound nice? And this is around the time when 6 Foot Plus went to Lagos and brought some CDs, rooftop MCs. I'd never met the brothers in my life. I just put it in the CD player and it was like, shock therapy, dang dang, imi, gang gang. I was like rock and hip hop and it's gospel. Man, this is hard. I didn't even know what the brothers looked like. There was no picture on it. It was just a plain CD. So, and then imagine these guys accusing me of playing only my friends' music. I didn't even know these guys. What I used to do was I'll go to the library and sit down and just put random CDs that I see lying on the table. I put random CDs in and be listening to them for just good songs. If the song is good, I don't need to know the artist. I just play it. And here I was in a meeting and these guys were accusing me of playing only my friends' music. At least I wasn't collecting money from people to play whack music. So, I mean, Douglas, shout out to Douglas. Douglas was always, holding it down for a brother, man. He was always holding it down for a brother. So he invited the guy that snitched. He invited the Tekashi 6ix9ine guy outside for a fist, for a fisticuff. And the guy obviously didn't go because Douglas knows kickboxing. So yeah, and that was how those meetings used to go. They were just very negative. The energy in those meetings weren't really good. I didn't like the meetings because all they do is sit down and throw stones at each other. And they always try to talk me and Douglas down. Whereas, as at that time, we were the two guys that were holding it down. It was just sad that the signal wasn't very strong because of where we were located on a rock. It wasn't very strong in town, but people in Maraba and Nyanya, they got us clear. So we were kind of like cult heroes in that area. Yeah, And there was also a time when, what happened now? Me and Douglas, we did a show. Man, we did so many shows. We did a show, we took permission from the station manager then, and we did the show. After we did the show, there was a problem. The guys that organized it with us, they decided not to let us in. Funny enough, LD came all the way from Port Harcourt for the show, and they didn't let us in. Our own show. And when we to make matters worse, when we got back to Rhythm, the station manager claimed that he didn't know nothing about it, that we used Rhythm airtime to hype the show. And that was terrible, man. And then we both asked him, hey, I don't want to mention the guy's name. It was like, hey, but you told us to do it. Yeah, you told us. And the guy was like, nope. That is when I knew that the radio business was messed up, man. So, in January 2005, when we were supposed to resume, I just went there and I just gave them my resignation letter and I swore, you know what? I don't think radio is for me, man. These guys, I don't think it's for me, man. They can't just be kicking me around like this. So I quit and I took all my things and I moved to Lagos. Now this is the next chapter of my life. For next week is Modenine in Lagos. How things change. When you're a radio personality, everybody loves you. Everybody wants to, be your friend. And then when you quit that and you now go swim with the sharks, people's true colors started showing. So yeah, for next week, I'm going to talk about what happened when I got to Lagos in January 2005. I'll see you guys next week. Popcorn, it's a movie.